Welcome, Valpo fans, to another edition of Valpo All Access. I'm Aaron Levitt, and joining me here today is Valpo softball senior second baseman Addie Burke. Addie, thanks for joining me.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here just to kind of get some insight into your journey here at Valpo, both on the field athletically and off the field academically as well. And I kind of want to start off with your journey to get here to Valpo. Not a lot of people coming from down in Texas, Mesquite, Texas, your hometown. Can you just talk a little bit what your journey was like, kind of the exploration process that eventually landed you here at Valpo?
Yeah, for sure. So it's actually kind of a funny story. I didn't even know Valpo existed. I'm from like a town in Mesquite, Texas. It's like outside of Dallas. I don't really know anything from in the Midwest at all. So Valpo, like a private school in Indiana, was not at all anything I'd heard about. But I went to a tournament in Colorado, and I went to this, it's called the On Deck Camp. It's like just where a bunch of kids go, and college coaches come watch, and it's kind of fun. You do it at tournaments a lot. And I was just running around. Coach calls this like the Addie Burke rule. It's her Addie Burke recruiting rule now. But I was just running around at the camp, and we were shagging fly balls. And I don't know, I guess I was running around and like giving a lot more effort than the other kids at the camp. And so coach, she decided to come watch me later that day in the tournament. And, she got in touch with my coaches, and they told me, this coach, you should go to the camp, go up to Valpo. So my parents flew me up to Valpo, and we came to the camp, and I just absolutely fell in love with everything. Just coming onto campus for the first time, I looked at my parents, I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, like this is so cool. I absolutely love it. And it's in the fall. So, the trees are pretty, and Valpo's at its best in the fall. So, it was absolutely gorgeous. And the softball camp was one of the best camps I think I've ever been to. I loved everything about it. And a lot of camps, when you go, feel like they're super monotonous. You're doing the same thing over and over. But the Valpo camp was one of the best camps I've ever been to. And my mom loved it. She thought the school was beautiful. My dad was so impressed with the camp. Like everything was perfect. And I knew at day one, stepped on the campus, went to that camp. I knew that very day that this is where I wanted to be. So.
Well, for our fans who might not have caught any softball games, they probably still recognize you. If they've watched any of our ESPN productions, the university commercial that features you and it kind of getting to combine your athletic passion and your academic passion. Can you talk a little about that commercial, kind of how it came about?
Yeah, so that commercial is the product of a bioengineering research group that I was a part of my sophomore and junior year. And they are working with, it's called motion capture systems, and they put these sensors all over your body, and it kind of measures like your body angle and how your body's moving when you're doing physical activity. And one of the things we did for the research for a little bit was we were looking at how like injury prevention, and how like looking at how your body works can help maybe see if somebody's more prone to injury and things like that. And that commercial we made, because we hooked it up to one of our pitchers, Taylor Knight, and we were looking at her like body angles, and she was pitching and stuff. And that commercial was just really cool because it talked about how I was able to not only play softball, which is amazing, and not only get to have this research opportunity, but I was able to combine the two of those. So I was able to do some really cool research with my teammates. And it was a very, very cool experience. That's for sure.
It's just one of the many academic opportunities available here. You're a biology major, engineering and chemistry minors, which is impressive in and of itself.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about other like academic opportunities you've been able to take advantage of in your time here at Valpo that maybe wouldn't be available to you if you had gone somewhere else?
Right. So, kind of bouncing off of what we were just talking about, those research opportunities, at a lot of other schools, they have master's programs for engineering specifically. So I started in engineering and switched my major to biology later. But usually they have biology majors and engineering majors that are like master's degrees. And so when the professors do research, they take on grad students to help them with their research. And they have like grad students be like their student helpers for their research. But there aren't master's programs for those degrees here at Valpo. So Because of that, all of the research opportunities go to undergrad students, which is not normal. At other schools, research opportunities typically go to graduate students, but since they don't have them here, all of the research gets to go to undergrad students, which is really cool because I have been in a research group since my freshman year. I was in like a neurobiology research group my freshman year. My sophomore year, I was in that biotechnologies lab. And my junior year, I was in that same lab as well. And then my senior year, I'm now in a biology research group. And we've been studying microplastics and just other plastics in the environment. And I mean, I've gotten to research so many different things over the past 4 years that I would have never even been a part of if I was at a different school. And my engineering research group, we actually 2 summers ago got to go to Canada for like a national, or not a national, like a worldwide biotechnology conference. People were coming from all over the globe presenting their research that they had done for all of these biotechnologies. And my research, we got picked to go. And we got to this whole week-long trip at Canada where we just got to go listen to other people talk about research. And I mean, I was like 20 and I got to do these things. It was just absolutely crazy. I would never have been able to do something like that at another school.
Something else that makes Valpo special, kind of the small campus feel, everyone gets to know each other, the whole Valpo family idea. Can you talk a little bit about the value of the connection you make with people here at Valpo, whether it's, your teammates, your coaches, other athletic staff members, your professors, just kind of what makes Valpo family that thing?
Yeah, no, that definitely is what makes Valpo Valpo. The Valpo community, the Valpo vibe, coach always calls it our culture, that's what makes home. That's what makes Valpo home here. And it really is just an amazing thing to be a part of. I have like my roommates, I've been friends with them since my freshman year and the whole team knows them. We call them the gals, and I've been so close to them. I met them in engineering and I'm still friends with them to this day. And all of my teammates are some of the best friends I've ever made. And I mean, Valpo really is just the biggest family community that I've ever been a part of. And I was really nervous actually coming from Texas. I'm moving almost 1,000 miles away from home. I know absolutely nobody. I'm getting thrown into this world that I've never been a part of before. And there was not a single day that I didn't feel at home with the people that I was with. Somehow, somewhere, there was somebody here that was willing to take me under their wing and accept me with open arms. And it really has just been an awesome experience.
Well, obviously, you're wrapping up your final year of softball here at Valpo. Do you have any favorite memories from your 4 years being a part of the softball program?
Yeah, I actually, one time, so this kind of is bouncing off of when like our Valpo culture and stuff. Um, Coach has always made a point to make us like to to have breaks. She puts in like breaks for fun, breaks for culture, things to bring us together. So we've done things like Family Day every year, which is one of my favorite days of the year, every single year, where all of our families come to town and we get to play like minute to win it games and like little party games on the field, and we have a cookout. And Family Day is always one of my favorite days, and we usually go to like the apple orchard. We weren't able to go this year because of COVID, but we got many fun things in this year, so it is definitely okay. But one day in particular, a couple years ago, we had been, struggling a little bit, and coach was like, when you come to practice today, don't put your practice pants on, just wear like shorts or leggings and running shoes. And we were all really nervous. We thought that she was going to make us run all day. And then we got to practice and she was like, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. I think that what we need to do is just have a little bit of a reset and bring everybody back together and remember what we're here for. And that's for our family, for our culture. So today we're going to go to Zales Island, which is like, if you don't know Valpo, that's, like a putt-putt, arcade games, go-karts, things like that. And she took us to Zales Island and she split us up into little teams, and we had an arcade game like tournament, and it was so much fun. Easily one of the best days. I don't know a single other college, like one, I've played with many players growing up, and none of my teammates that I played with in high school that are all at different schools now have ever had their coaches do anything like that for them before. And it was so much fun. That is definitely a memory that's up at the top. And also senior day was this past weekend, and that is something I will absolutely never forget. It was one of the best memories. I think everything about that day went exactly perfectly, and there are things that somebody from the outside looking in would think, maybe you might have wanted like something else for your senior day, but it was just absolutely perfect. My family got to be there, and um, the team was just amazing during my last at bat. Coach called timeout, and you kept my walk-up song playing, thankfully, because otherwise I would not have been okay. And the stands were just so loud, and my teammates were so loud, and coach knew exactly what to say and what to do. And everything about that, the whole day was just perfect. So I'm so thankful that this is the team that I was a part of, and this is the program that I got to be, that I got to participate in for 4 years, and that coach is the person who I was, playing under for these 4 years, because none of this would have been possible without her. So.
Well, unfortunately, the 4 years here are coming to an end, and that kind of leads me to my final question. Obviously, you've done so much during your time here. What's next for you after graduation?
So I actually would like to be a midwife. And to do that, I want to go to graduate school to get my DNP in midwifery. So first things first, I need to get my Bachelor of Nursing, and I'll go to school for that. I have that all set up and planned out. So once I get that bachelor's degree, then I get to go to grad school and get my doctorate's degree and my DNP. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I definitely think Valpo has done everything that has helped me get set up for this in the best way possible. I feel so prepared. I feel so ready. So a little bit scary, a few unknowns, but I feel fully prepared to tackle them. So I'm very excited.
Well, congratulations, Addie, on everything you've been able to accomplish here, both on the field and the classroom. And look forward to you joining the ranks of the Valpo alums here shortly.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
Thanks.